Use the Merry Melanin code on the I Am Melanin Magic website to get your 30% off up through Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome to Tunisia's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri, the channel where we get it all in. You can also learn more about the I Am Melanin Magic brand. Thank you for stopping by.
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. You're with Tunisia Ali of Tunisia's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri. Today we're talking about your power. But before we even get started, let me let you know that I Am Melanin Magic has a 30% off coupon good through Christmas. All you have to do is go to the website and type in Merry Melanin. MERRYMELANIN. Merry Melanin. Happy holidays to all of you all. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you have done for the channel. I appreciate your support of the work that I do here. I appreciate the multitude of ways that you chime in the comment section, or shooting me a text, or you chime in by way of giving a testimonial about I Am Melanin Magic or purchasing from the website. As much of a blessing as some of you feel that I am in your life, you're more of a blessing in my life. I have amassed such a sisterhood, and I'm so grateful for that. So we're talking about today your power with regard to your tresses, your locks. It's supposed to be going this way, y'all. Hold on. You got superpowers. You got superpowers all over the place. This is my theme song for 2023. I have a theme song every year. And that theme song is the song that I choose for a specific reason. And I have an emotional connection to it. And it keeps me in touch with what I am supposed to be doing, my vision, the energy that I need to embody each and every day as I stay connected to my purpose. So, what I wanted to talk briefly, and when I say briefly, I mean briefly, is right thinking. Right thinking as it relates to this thing I paid for, and it's about to fall off the table. Right thinking as it relates to your hair and the fact that you are in the driver's seat with regard to your hair, and not to let whatever it is you're dealing with regarding your hair, your lock journey, your loctician, thinning locks, inability to find a loctician in your area, rising costs of the rituals that we must perform related to this style, i.e. retightening, not to let those things frustrate you. Do what you can to enjoy the journey. Anything that we experience in life, beautiful sisters, is experienced fully through the vantage point from which we experience it. Our perspective, our perception influences everything about whatever it is we are experiencing, okay? What that means is that the decisions you make regarding your hair, the options you feel that you have or the lack thereof. Y'all, it's night and I got this crazy lamp on and it is just doing what it needs to do. Let's see. I don't want to have it. It's supposed to be behind me, and I don't like that because it's coming to the side, so I know it's looking really crazy. It's supposed to be behind me. I'm supposed to be facing it. I'm supposed to be using two lights. And I never use these lights because I'm always facing the window and I don't typically need them. But see, if I'm supposed to have two, and when it's facing me, see, I really can't see what this is looking like. But let's go with this. When it's facing me, I'm supposed to have one here and one there when I use them. I'm just going to go on because it's going to be a short video. Those lights are so bright, though, they give you these headaches. So, right thinking, right perspective, right view with regard to this journey. What I want you to begin to focus on is the enjoyment that you can get out of this journey. The ways in which you can come to know yourself more, the ways in which you can invest more in self-love and self-care, and the ways in which you can embody more empowerment over your hair without the fear of, what am I going to do if I can't find a loctician? What am I going to do if my loctician dumps me? What am I going to do if the price keeps going up? What am I going to do if my hair keeps thinning? Enjoy your life in this lock journey to the fullest, no matter what stage of this process you are in. Empower yourself to the extent that it is possible in your particular life, in your world. Empower yourself to the extent possible to arm yourself with the tools that you need that will assist you in this journey towards greater enjoyment and greater pleasure and less worry. For example, here's something very simple that all of us can begin to practice. If you understand that this journey, no matter what the journey is in your life, the journey towards greater health, the journey towards greater fulfillment in a relationship, the journey up the ladder to get the promotion that you want in your career, whatever it is, if you understand that in that journey, there is an outcome that is going to happen irregardless, and that on the way to that particular outcome, you can influence certain things and you can certainly change aspects of that experience by the way you look at it, as long as you do your part, then you're going to release yourself from concerns over what if this is going on right now, what if that is going on right now, no matter what you're dealing with. Because we talk about thinning hair on this channel all the time, losing locks, and some of the trials and tribulations that come about as a consequence to some of the things that we have to do to keep this style up, and as a consequence to some of the qualities or some of the habits that our locticians may have. You make the decision that you are no longer going to be a pawn in this, and that you're going to take a little bit more empowerment and direct control or command over this journey, and you're going to learn how to retighten your own hair, then you do that. If you decide, I'm going to do all that I can, remember, we're shifting perspective. You can think of any multitude of ways that make sense to you. If you say, you know what, I'm going to recognize that this may be a 15-year journey, and that at the end of 15 years, well, I'm going to do the best I can on the way there. And, I'm going to feed myself right. I'm going to take vitamins. Same things you would do with regard to your health. I'm going to stay in shape. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to think right. And when you get to the points of challenge, you decide to say to yourself, if it means that my hair thins and I got to clip it some, or I have to find a new loctician, or I have to make the choice to do my own hair, or I decide I'm going to cut it off, let my hair get strong again, and then I'm going to dive in again and start another phase of my journey, that's okay. However you decide to mitigate this journey, that's okay, as long as you don't allow yourself to feel a victim to your loctician, a victim to the retightenings, a victim to the rise in prices, a victim to a particular way that somebody told you that you needed to do something. For example, y'all hear me say all the time, if it ever gets to a point to where I have difficulty finding a loctician in my area, because y'all know I'm all the way out here in the boonies, and I can't go all the way to the Atlanta area anymore, it's a 2.5-hour drive, or something happens with my locticians, and based on the horror stories that y'all tell me all the time, I can't find somebody to do my hair, what do you hear me say? I ain't gonna worry about it. Well, 2 reasons I'm not gonna worry about it. One of the reasons I'm not gonna worry about it is because I can retighten my own hair. Do I want to be doing that? No. Well, I'm gonna give you more than 2 reasons. The second reason I'm not gonna worry about it is because if push comes to shove and I have to pay Naima, I can pay her. She may balk and I may have to drag her kicking and screaming, but if I offer her the right amount, she would probably do it at least 1 or 2 more times while I come up with a plan. But you hear me say all the time, if I gotta go to the closest beauty school, or if I gotta go over to this high school down the street and find me a student that loves to do hair and teach that person how I want them to do my hair and pay that person, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm not gonna worry, but so much. And I'm gonna say the same thing to you. If you're dealing with thinning, after you've done all that you can do, which is eat right, drink plenty of water, supplement your diet with minerals, vitamins, whatever, antioxidants. Put something in your hair to give it the nutritive support that it needs, which requires you stop listening to some of the Sister Lock Mafia people out here that want to tell you not to do this. But then when your hair starts falling out and you don't have the strength, you don't have the resilience, your hair doesn't have the elasticity and flexibility, and then they tell you, well, it's falling out because, you know, your grandmother, well, you have something going on with yourself hormonally, or you know it's related to some type of condition that you know good and well there wasn't a woman in your family that ever lost any hair and ever had any thinning hair, and you hadn't had any problems until this and this, but you know for sure when you left that chair your hair was hurting, it was too tight, you were going in there more frequently than intuitively you felt was even necessary, and a whole host of other things. If you allow those things to keep you from making the unilateral decisions that you need to make regarding your hair care journey, you're going to feel a victim of somebody else. I had someone to text me today and say to me, wanted me to give them some advice, and I don't do that. If y'all know, the advice I give you is really the experiences. It's a synthesis of my experiences, some of the things that you say to me, and some investigative reporting that I do. But I do not give it, I refrain very much from giving advice on a one-on-one basis any more than what I will talk about on this channel. But the person wanted some advice, and what they shared with me was that they didn't feel comfortable talking to their loctician about it. Now, y'all put in the comments what you would advise that sister, our sister, when she's having some issues and she's concerned about her locks, gravely concerned, but she doesn't feel comfortable talking to her loctician. What I would say is, if I can't talk to my loctician, it's likely because we don't have a rapport, or she hasn't made me feel comfortable enough, i.e. we haven't developed a rapport to where I feel like I can share with her my innermost concerns. Or she doesn't seem very approachable. And if she doesn't seem very approachable, it is likely to do with her manner. There's something that causes you to feel that way in terms of the experiences that you've had with her up to this point. Something makes you feel that she's not approachable. Outside of the fact, you know, notwithstanding if you are just someone that has trouble speaking up. But that's probably less likely. The issue here is that if you cannot share your innermost concerns with someone that you are paying to deliver a service, then that's the wrong person to be paying to deliver that service. Your hair is too important. And y'all, I know it can be hard. I used to be quite the pushover, believe it or not. That's why I can talk about this stuff the way that I can. I used to be quite the pushover. And I remember when I was married to my children's father, I was going to say Ronnie and Naima, one of the ways that their father, my husband at the time, would quote unquote practice with me is to encourage me to go to the store and return things. Because again, when you have trouble standing in your power, it's a self-esteem issue. At the root of it, although I never saw it that way, at the root of it was that I forgot that I'm the one that's paying. It's like you go to the doctor's office and you're dissatisfied with the level of service he gives you, and you put him up here on a pedestal, but you're employing him. He's the one that works for you. You don't work for him. He works for you. So if you're not satisfied, then you need to say something about it. Or you go out to a restaurant, and trust me, I'm not one to be sitting up at a restaurant complaining. And I don't like to go to restaurants with people who run the servers and complain and then don't want to tip. I used to be a server. But I could tell you that, and I could vent about that and talk about that all day. But it's no different than going somewhere and knowing that you're getting less than adequate service, but not valuing your dollars enough to get them back or to make your voice be heard. And you let your money just go down the drain. It shows that you don't value your hard work. You don't value your dollars. It sets up an unhealthy relationship between you and money. And it says that you don't speak up for what is right for yourself, which means there's something that you're missing in here in terms of your personal sense of empowerment. Albie, I'm working. Could you leave, honey? Go ahead out. We came, we saw, we come. She knows when it's time to video because she wants to come in and disrupt. But what it says is that you don't value yourself enough. There's a power dynamic that is lopsided. And what ultimately you have to remember is that what's the worst thing that can happen if it's related to your locks? The worst thing that can happen is your loctician doesn't take it very well. And we've seen that has happened a few times because we had the lovely, oh my gosh, I got so many names in my head, Terry here on the channel, who was dumped by her loctician on Labor Day, and we did that little interview, remember? Worst thing that can happen, worst case scenario, is the person dumps you. And guess what? If the person dumps you, since we know that there's always a greater, more divine plan that's constantly downloading in our life that we are all subject to, there's something else coming together to provide an alternative, right? So even if that happens, someone else is going to come into your life, or another opportunity is going to come into your life, or there's something that you're going to be called to do as a result of that situation that's going to grow you. But if you're having a problem communicating with your loctician and you're feeling uncomfortable, 9 times out of 10, it's a test for you. It's calling you to be a bit stronger, to be more in your authentic power, and to voice your concerns. And then it may be calling you to vote with your feet and take your business elsewhere, if need be, if you can't get the respect that you deserve from your loctician consultant. So I say all of this, that's just an example, but I say these things to kind of help you to remember that this is a hairstyle. For some of us, for some of you, it may have an expiration date to it. And that's okay because nothing lasts forever. Our job is to be informed, to exercise a level of active participation in this journey, okay? Meaning to not just allow people to direct and control what it is we do with our hair because they have a particular format and they want to tell us that this is the way to do it. To number 3, to listen to your intuition, okay? And just relax into the journey, because one of the things you're going to learn about this hairstyle, even if you start losing locks, as catastrophic as it is, and believe me, I know it's catastrophic because I remember when I lost all my hair and had to cut it down to like this because I put the henna on top of the dye, or the dye on top of the henna. I know what that was like. I was mortified and I was just pulling hair out, remember? And that was actually what caused me to just finally cut it, because every day I was pulling out several long strands, and I thought, a coward dies 1,000 deaths, a soldier dies but once. And I couldn't take it, so I just dove in. Might as well get to the inevitable end, which is that the hair is gone. And y'all, that was mortifying. But look at where I am now, though. And guess what? It was all meant to be. Everything is always working out for us because it was that brought me here. Little that I know that it was that journey that was going to bring me to you, that was going to allow the unfolding and blossoming of a million other things to happen in my life. I didn't know when I was sitting in that mirror crying and watching my hair come out, and then had to just cut it off. And then my girlfriend took me to the barber shop so that they could make it even. And then I'm sitting up here looking at something I couldn't even put in a ponytail. I did not know at the time that was going to be my greatest blessing. But do you see how life is a series of frames? Think about if you do video editing or if you go to the movies, it's a series of frames. The end of the movie is already there when you come in and you sit down. But you see the previews, and then you see the plot structure. You see the setting, and then the rising action, and then the climax, and then the falling action, and then the conclusion, right? The conclusion is already there. It's already there, but you're over here in the setting, and everything is building up, and it's rising, and events are happening that are leading to some type of culmination, which is your life, right? The middle of your life, for example. All the things are going to happen. Let's say, for example, that plot structure right in the middle is the age 50. But the point that I'm making is that the end is already there, but you are just catching up to it. it's downloading in this third dimensional reality that is a much slower. So whatever the crisis is at the time that you've been dealing with, the solution is already there. You've already circumnavigated or matriculated up to and beyond that conclusion, that particular movie at that time. It's already been solved. It's just that you're on this side of the mountain and you can't see on the other side of the mountain. Okay, but if you were to have an omnipotent view and you could look down and see yourself walking and encountering this mountain, and then you could pretty much anticipate you're going to be continuing on the other side of the mountain, but you can't see it. But if you were to come up there and see, you would say, oh, okay, I see. Okay, I'm moving. I see I lost my hair. Oh, don't know what's going to happen on the other side. But someone from the top would say, oh, yeah, but then she gets Sisterlocks and then she goes on. Everything's going to work itself out. It's going to work itself out for the best. You never, ever know why you need to leave that loctician. You never, ever know why you're having that soreness every time. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't speak up for themselves. And this is going to help you overcome something within yourself that's been a major setback. You never know why you're having the thinning. Perhaps when you lose locks in a particular area, it reveals something else that you really need to take a look at. And you get on top of that and you avert some other type of health crisis. We never, ever know, and we can never understand. Perhaps through the loss of hair, you start a YouTube channel and you get so many subscribers, you never have to leave out of the house another day in your life to go work for someone else. We never know. Perhaps it is the impetus for you to start a new style with a new grid. So go with this journey, do your part, and be open to the multitude of blessings that will come in that are going to direct you in a particular area of growth. Everything that we're interacting with every single day, y'all, I don't care what it is. If it's something in the job, if it's something that we're dealing with in relationship with our children, if it's a particular challenge in our relationship, if it's something we're dealing with our dog. And I got my share of challenges with Al because I need to go and play outside with her more because she's lonely and I love to work and she always sees me doing things, but she needs more of me. So she's going to keep coming to me, asking me for more of me until I relent and sometimes put her before myself. So everything in our life is here to teach us. It's here to give us a lesson, which means that once we get the lesson, we can graduate. And I can go from pre-K to kindergarten. And you can go from fries to the grill or from mopping to fries or whatever it is. You can get the upgrade that you're supposed to get. So don't worry about a thing. You put something in your hair that your hair doesn't like. You wash it out. You try again. You do some henna and something falls out. Maybe you learn something else that helps you master that process, i.e. Miss Beautiful Priscilla is a perfect example. She's a master on henna now. She's been using henna in her locks for 10 plus years. Many of you have also left a lot of information in the comments to inform us all. But look at the crisis in my life that brought me to this channel. And I could have gotten here a lot sooner, but I was so afraid of what other people would think with me getting on YouTube. And I let that hold me up for 2 to 3 years. But guess what? There was a lesson I needed to learn. I wasn't ready for it. But when I did become ready for it, I didn't care what anybody thought. So there was some lesson that I needed to learn during that incubation period. So be in your power. Understand that there's nothing about this journey that is guaranteed, but there's nothing about this journey that is insurmountable. Understand that you are the best advocate for yourself and you are the one that knows your hair better than anyone else. And if something does not feel right, then doggone it, it is probably not right. You're with Tanisha Ali, Tanisha's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri. And if you haven't purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, you can get it on Amazon. And this is my little sister's book, y'all. Lauren Smith, The Assignment. It is an 8-week therapeutic devotional for daughters of God. If you identify with Jesus, scripture, prayer and therapy, and you need work around boundaries. You may not even realize you need work around boundaries until you look at some of these very simple yet profound exercises. Boundaries, emotions, trauma, self-care, oh my gosh, identity. It's wonderful. It's called 8-Week Assignment. It's called The Assignment, and it's on Amazon.com, and her name is Lauren Smith. Y'all, I love you. Thank you for all of your love. If you made it to the end, write in the comments that you made it to the end and let me know what your theme song is going to be for 2023. What is the song that when you listen to it, it's going to get you fired up? Because this is power. This is superpower. This is I Am Woman. I love this. I heard this song in the Amazon UK special, Riches. It's the season of this Nigerian family where a lady inherits her father's business, and she has to defend it against his new biological family. It's wonderful, wonderful. Watch it, support it. There's only 5 or 6 episodes, but it's very good. And all of the actors and actresses, well, it's set in the UK, so a lot of the talent is out of this country, although a few of the actors and actresses, although they are from different ethnicities, I believe a handful of them, at least one of them for sure, one of the main ones, I think her name is Deborah, is from this country, but it's really good. So what's going to be your theme song for 2023? What's that song that's going to fire you up? What's that song that's going to help you to remember the energy that you want to embody and greet each day with? What song reminds you of the vision that you have for your life? Have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I will see you for the next video, probably on Saturday or Sunday, and always mostly Wednesday evenings. I'll be posting pretty regularly now, y'all, twice a week. I'm trying to be consistent. I don't know if y'all have noticed that, but I was all over the place for years, and I'm trying to just be more consistent with this channel. Love y'all, and have a beautiful Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas. Bye. Don't forget, Merry.
I am Melanin Magic. If you want long locks,
luscious hair, radiant skin, want to look and feel good,
then I Am Melanin Magic is your brand.
I Am Melanin Magic,
and so are you.